Josh Reynolds as a top 40 wide receiver. Right now, he's wide receiver 35 in fantasy points per game. He's wide receiver 39 in total fantasy points on the season. He did have a bust game last week against Anthony Brown. Tough defense. He played 84% of the snaps, but looking at the last 3 games before this Dallas game, against New England, he was the wide receiver 19. Against Seattle, he was the wide receiver 9. Against Minnesota, he's the wide receiver 26. And now, as I mentioned before, this Detroit-Miami game could turn into a massive, massive shootout. And Josh Reynolds is that deep threat for Jared Goff. Yards per reception, 14.3 on the season. And the average target distance, he's 20th among wide receivers, and he's 23rd in deep targets this year, 17% target share on the season. He does play sometimes in the slot, sometimes out wide, but he's running 93% of the routes. So I think Josh Reynolds is an eyebrow-raising flex consideration, especially if you want a piece of this Detroit-Seattle game on the cheap. Josh Reynolds is a player that you should be considering here. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I want in on as well. I am worried about TJ Hawkinson. He's just not shown up lately in the games that Amon-Ra St. Brown has been there. So Josh Reynolds, I think, is the deep threat. Amon-Ra St. Brown closer to the line of scrimmage. DeAndre Swift getting run. I'm confident in this being a higher scoring game. In fact, I believe that this is the highest over-under on the season, on the week for the Seattle-Miami game. For reference, Miami gives up the 9th most wide receiver fantasy points on the season, and there's 24 implied points for Detroit in this game. Josh Reynolds is if you're looking for a pivot in and maybe a cheap stack to get in for the GBP bros, Josh Reynolds, 2.1% projected rostership on DraftKings, wide receiver 42. He's only $5K on DraftKings.